All right, everybody, welcome back. You ready to dive in?
Let's do it.
Okay, cool. So today we're taking a look at, well, tariffs,
Tariffs, yes.
specifically the ones that hit um, goods imported to the U.S. during the Trump administration.
Right.
You know, you mentioned you're prepping for a meeting, and trade policy might come up.
Mm,
So consider this like your crash course on tariffs.
exactly.
Okay, so when these tariffs first came out, I mean, the goal was to like boost the U.S. economy,
Yeah.
protect jobs,
Yeah, all that good stuff.
break in some serious tax revenue, right?
Yeah, that was the hope.
Did it work?
Well, they kind of told a different story.
Really?
Yeah, studies have shown that instead of lining American pockets,
Yeah.
these tariffs actually ended up costing the average U.S. household, hundreds of dollars every year.
Wow.
Yeah, think about it. Higher prices on everything, cars, washing machines, even groceries.
Hold on. So these tariffs like backfired.
Kinda? Yeah.
I thought the whole point was to help American businesses by making foreign goods more expensive.
In theory.
So what happened?
It's kind of like, you try to squeeze a balloon in one spot,
Mm-hmm.
it just bulges out somewhere else.
Oh, I see.
So picture this, right? You've got a U.S. car manufacturer, they need steel.
Right.
Now the government slaps a tariff on imported steel.
Oh,
Suddenly that car manufacturer's got to pay more for steel no matter where it comes from.
oh, because even the domestic suppliers can raise their prices.
Exactly. They see an opportunity and boom, prices go up.
Wow. So then who ends up footing the bill?
You guessed it, the consumer.
Oh,
You end up paying more for that car because of the increased cost of steel.
okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
And there's real-world proof of this happening.
Like what?
There was this study on washing machines.
Okay.
After tariffs were put on imported washing machines, guess what happened?
Prices went up.
Way up, like over 12%.
Oof, that's rough.
Yeah. Anyone needing a new washing machine felt that one.
So much for saving money.
Right.
What about the other stuff, like creating jobs, shrinking the trade deficit?
Well, unfortunately, the data shows the impact on those areas was pretty minimal.
Really?
Yeah, sure, some industries got a little boost here and there.
I bet.
But those gains were often canceled out by losses in other sectors.
So it's like a wash.
Pretty much.
Okay, so if economists are like generally against these tariffs, why do some people still support them?
That's a great question. It all comes down to this idea of protectionism.
Protectionism.
Yeah, think of it like, the government putting a massive tax on cars imported from Japan.
Okay.
Why? To protect American car companies.
It gives them an advantage.
Exactly. That's protectionism in a nutshell, shielding domestic industries from foreign competition.
But doesn't that just make American companies like less competitive in the long run?
That's the big debate. Supporters of protectionism argue that it gives domestic industries a chance to grow stronger.
Right.
And eventually they say these industries can compete on a level playing field. They argue that the temporary pain of higher prices is worth it if it leads to a stronger American economy down the road.
So it's like a gamble.
Kind of, yeah, a bet on the future with some pretty big risks.
And the thing is, some of these tariffs are still around,
Right.
even after the Trump administration. Why is that?
That's a really good question. Something to think about before your meeting.
Yeah,
Untangling trade policy. It's complicated.
it really is.
Sometimes tariffs become so embedded in the economy that they stick around.
Even if they didn't work as planned.
Exactly.
Okay, so I guess the big takeaway here is that tariffs, they're a complex tool.
Yeah.
They can have a lot of unintended consequences.
Absolutely.
And whether or not they actually work is still up for debate.
Big time.
And in our globalized world, finding that balance between domestic interests and international trade,
Right.
it's a tough one.
It really is. There are no easy answers.
No easy answers.
Yeah.
Well, I feel much more prepared for this meeting now.
Glad to hear it.
Thanks for the deep dive.
Anytime, happy to help.
Now I could go in there and drop some knowledge bombs.
Go get 'em.
All right, everybody, that's all the time we have for today.
Until next time.
Catch you on the flip side.
See ya.